viewpoints and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television. We are at September 5th, 2025, and that somebody in the chat room will know how many days that is away from Scarefest. I do want to start off, Adrian can't see it well on her screen, but I want to welcome, this is the debut of the new Scarefest Weekend logo going into 2026. So I wanted to give that to you all, give you a little preview of that. We did a focus group. Joe Lewis will be reviewing Solitude tonight. And we found two more guest announcements. Brandon was like digging around in his pockets, getting ready to do laundry, and he found two more guest announcements that we're going to drop tonight. And Adrian is, of course, my cohort, my partner in crime tonight. Brandon couldn't be here, which, Adrian, that disappoints me greatly because I already had it in my notes. I was going to fuck him up over my business cards.
What about him?
I do not have any.
Oh.
The ones he was going to make me in March. The ones when you got yours during Comic-Con. Yeah, he said, you and Nicole are next.
Oh, okay, well.
Which he technically isn't lied because I don't think he's bought any for anybody else.
That's true.
I just assumed that would mean before Spawn and Scarefest. Call me old-fashioned.
Maybe. I mean, 1 to 2 business years is a good model for Brandon.
I mean, if he doesn't want to do it, he can say so. I'll make my own goddamn business. Anyway, everybody, tonight, of course, is, so we'll call it a miniature council episode.
Yeah.
The council episode, we got some new people I know tonight, because we're coming up on the date. Everybody is getting real excited and they don't want to jack things up and they want to know what's going on. A lot of first-time goers will be with us. The council episodes, now we get inside baseball, but we're dedicating every Scarefest TV now through Scarefest Weekend, the convention, to answering your questions on specific topics. Tonight we're just going to kind of hit the high points. We have a few things we want to talk about. But, yeah, that's where you are, people.
Yeah, that's where we're at. And, y'all definitely need to drop some questions that you have in the chat because I didn't get any on the post.
You didn't make it sound like you wanted any. I read the post. It really didn't sound like we're going to do it tonight.
Gonna make me beg? Please give us questions to answer.
Post your questions here. If there's one, and do it at the top of the post.
I thought about that after.
Yeah, 2 paragraphs down. No.
It's not a paragraph. It's 3 sentences. It's 3 sentences
Okay,
long.
then don't make it the 4th sentence. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, where did it go? It literally says...
People on Facebook posts, unless it's dead-ass interesting, people don't even give it one mouse scroll.
I said, a little under 2 hours. Let's see those hands. Who's going to be joining us tonight? Who's going to the Scarefan movie outing? Did you have a question for tonight's council?
See, okay. You buried the headline.
You're right.
You buried the headline.
I did. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. But yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat here. Oh, first time going to Scarefest. Jenny says she wants Scarefest to hurry up and get here. We don't feel that way around here, Anita. Especially this time of year.
Anita is I'm actually this. You know what? I think because I quit volunteering for shit. But I am less stressed over this year than I have been the last probably 2 years.
That checks out.
No explanation, but I feel, I'm not saying I'm ready, but I'm saying I'm more ready than I was September 5th of 2020.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but at the same time, I mean, I could feel that. I don't know. Maybe I don't care anymore.
Some people are afraid to ask questions because of the blood pressure issue that you told them about.
What?
Adam's right in the chat room. Yeah, I'm excited because I get to direct traffic for 3 days.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Probably. And I have the high vis vests on our shopping list, so we can get the high vis vests for the people helping with.
Got one.
I know. And why aren't you wearing your shirt that you got at the team league meeting?
That shirt, and I'm not going to even spoil it. That shirt debuts walkthrough.
Okay, perfect. I won't say anything then either.
Yeah.
Oh man. I need to find
anyway, one question. Now we'll cover this really good next week when we spend an entire episode talking about Robert England. But yeah, it is a 2-item limit on Robert still.
I think so.
Now, because I'm the devil's advocate, and Brandon and Adrian hate when I say things like this, 2 items if you're goddamn lucky. And that is just, I'm sorry people, it sounds terrible to be coming from an employee of the show, but I'm telling you, 35,000 people, Robert England.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a heads up.
Yes. And, I want to stress this also. We have said this on every platform. We're going to keep saying it. If you want a Robert England autograph and you're not extraordinarily particular about what you get it on, utilize his send-in service on robertengland.com. That's England with a U, not an A. Actually, don't know what happens if you go to Robert England with an A.com, but let's not find out. So, send in your items. Now, if there is something that you can't ship in, or, you've got a bunch of signatures on it and you don't trust putting it in the mail, I understand that. Those would be the people I would encourage to try to come and get his autograph in person. Get there as early as you can stand it, and don't be mad at us if a lot of people get there before you and spots in the line run out. I think people think that our line building is some form of conspiracy. I think I just got a marriage proposal in the chat, but they spelled my name wrong. Who did that? There is no Adrian with an A here. But you can try again, and I'll let you know.
But it is a deal breaker, is what you say.
Yeah. There's no big conspiracy about, like, with the line building. That is only there for your benefit, because we've been to other shows. We see people sit in line all day, and all this does is it just takes the guessing out of the game. When you get there in the morning, if you get a card, you've got a shot. If you don't get a card, you don't have a shot that day. You don't have to wait around. If you want to just opt for a photo op at that point, you can do that.
And honestly, I've been telling people all year since we booked him.
Yeah. And you're not going to find promoters. You're not going to find shows that encourage you, like, not to come for a guest specifically. But if the only reason that you're coming to Scarefest weekend is to get a Robert England autograph, you need to make every effort to be here as early as possible, because it is extremely difficult to do. But Wes is right. We have a whole Robert England episode coming next week, so we're not going to get too far into the woods on that. But
yeah, we will. Now, I will tell you, David in the chat room asked about the nightcap on Elm Street thing. We're going to talk about that after the bottom of the hour. We actually have that scheduled.
Yeah. And somebody just said line building.
The answer is, Robert, no, we cannot answer that because we're devoting an entire hour to it next week, and we don't want to duplicate a bunch of.
I missed the question, but I think someone was asking about line building to get in, and yeah, that's what I was going to say. We have
an entire episode about that.
Now. Yeah. So for tonight, we're not going to talk about Robert England line building, and we're not going to talk about convention line building because they have their own dedicated episodes in 2 weeks. So tonight is really kind of an open floor. We are going to talk about a few things, but I mean, honestly, there's not like a ton of pressing stuff that we have to go over right now. Brandon's going to make his parking map. That's going to come up a bit before the show. We don't like to release details on things too early because things change so often. And if you ask anybody on our volunteer team, we put the schedule out for volunteer meetings. I changed a meeting date and it caused, and the meeting was months away. It caused like chaos and confusion for months. People did not realize the date shifted like 1 week. They got one communication that said it was this weekend, and they got like 7 that said it had been moved to the following weekend. So just we don't like trying to fix misinformation, so we just like to try to hold off on that.
Now, legitimate question that doesn't apply to anything. Jake wanted to know, how many t-shirt designs are we going to be offering this year?
3. So there's going to be 2 new ones. And there is going to be the I Heart KY, which we were thinking about retiring for this year, but then we did such a stellar Part 8 group that we can't. We have to bring it back. So we'll have the I Heart KY. We're going to have, of course, the squad shirt, which I'm thrilled about. And then the other design, I mean, I guess I can release it if you all behave. We can release that in a couple of days. Maybe we can release it on Scarefest TV next Friday. I didn't want to create confusion with that, though, because we're not offering that one for pre-sale.
Right.
The other.
Yeah, and now I'm going to actually blame this one on you. It's a legitimate question, Heather. But for some reason, you thought it was worthy to tease it in the group one day. When's the seminar schedule going to be posted? When's it going to be posted?
Tonight.
There,
it's
we
done.
have an answer. The seminar.
Done.
So she'll have it, and then I'll go
Well,
and do...
you say seminars, you mean panels, right? Not
panels. Actually, panels.
I was going to say, because
absolutely.
If y'all
that
are
is on
fussing
me.
about speakers, that's been out for months. Wes put that up on the site 3 months ago.
I'm the one that always complains about people confusing the two, and then I did it. But
Here you are perpetuating it.
The panel schedule is going to be posted tonight. Seminar schedule is already on the website. And boy, these things are scrolling by fast.
Yes. Jenny, to answer your question, Kane Hodder's unmasked photo op, essentially he will have, oh no, I caught the possum. I got the possum. He will have a mask very similar to this one, but it will be Part 8. It's going to be half of a mask. So when he wears it, you get half his face, half his mask. It looks like the cover of his book. So it's not a dumb question. But it looks just like the photo that we have posted. It's really cool.
Okay. All right. I had another one and it's done scroll by and I didn't write it down. I'm trying to write these down as I see them. Here's something we can talk about briefly, and I'm just going because it came up in on the fan group this week, and I have my opinion on how to handle it, but I do have some things that we got to, and so I want to get people's opinions on before we go full tone into this. It's about building a policy for AI art.
Oh, okay.
Now, as far as our current vendors, because we haven't addressed it, admittedly, because it's not been a problem.
Exactly.
But we can, once we come up with a policy, we can email. Now, my suggestion is email all the vendors and tell them we don't have a death by, fire. But I would just say that if you are caught selling AI art, that we won't throw you out of the convention center, but you won't get invited back. I think that
and I still think that's a little bit too much, because some people, like, if they have it, they have, like stock or whatever, and they're bringing things with them, but that's not all they have.
Right.
I don't know if it's fair to like blackball somebody. And this is the thing, guys, like I've been talking to some of our artists. I am going to keep getting feedback, but I want to go on record and say that the post that was in the fan group that, you know, brought all of this up, it's gone. I can't see it anymore. I think the person who came into the group and posted it, like deleted it or left or like deleted their profile. I can't find the post or the person who started the post on the internet anywhere. I don't even know if it was a real account, honestly. It might have been somebody that was coming in trying to stir up trouble. But it's not trouble. It's definitely a conversation that we want to have. And, you know, people, I'll give you a good example. There's another show. I'm going to be really cryptic here, but I'm going to tell you as much as I can. There is another show that recently was not Dragon Con, but they put out a policy and they're really cracking down on what they allow to be sold at their shows. We have a vendor that comes to Scarefest every year. Amazing vendor. They bring in art from different artists that send their work to this vendor so they can take them to conventions and sell it. That's what they do. And it's no different than us having an account with Rock Rebel or Sullen Clothing or somebody and us selling their merch. That's what it is. They're not going to allow him to do this. So, you know, and I'm still getting information on the situation, but because they went like really extremist with their policy, people are going to lose a lot of money and there's going to be a lot of gray area for them. So we are taking our time. We're going to talk to artists. We're going to talk to our vendors. And this will be something that will be applicable for the next show before anyone pays us a dime. Because,
there you go.
But
and the other thing, now this is where I get soft on it, if you will. And Meredith asked a similar question in the chat room. How do you know if it's AI? Now, some things are really, really obvious.
Well, that's my biggest question.
It's not always obvious. And here's an example. I am in the process of buying a laser engraver. To convert artwork to the laser engraver, I'm using AI.
Yeah, of course.
Now, because to simplify the design so that the engraver can do it. Does that qualify as AI, at that point? I'm just saying there's a lot of things we really got to.
There's a lot of gray area. Yeah. And, and that's another thing, like, we need to figure out and have like specific, because, I don't know how to tell the difference. And the one piece that was being shown from the vendor that was ejected at that show, I would have never known it was AI. There are some things you can tell. It's really, really obvious sometimes, but this was not obvious at all. And, I'm talking again to some of our artists. I am open and really encouraging people to send me their feedback, and don't get mad if we don't go with your suggestion, but we're definitely still in the information gathering phase. We don't want to knee-jerk reaction anything because it never turns out well. And I think it was just really the one person that made the post that was pushing like for an answer right away. Nobody else, I mean, even the artists, they're, look, what are you going to do? How are you going to police it?
I will say that once something like that gets in people's heads, then they dwell on it.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Let's do our commercial break. We got a couple commercials for you. We're talking about some sponsoring vendors tonight.
Yay.
Are you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Rue Morgue magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subissati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Rue Morgue, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
And now a couple of our sponsoring vendors.
Trick or Treat Studios designs and manufactures high-quality, affordable Halloween products, often based on your favorite horror icons. Find them at trickortreatstudios.com.
Joel Robinson, movie cover artist, Universal Movies artist, and the official artist of Scarefest Weekend. Search for Joel Robinson on Etsy.com.
So yeah, I think we've covered the AI discussion. We're still working on it, but it is something that's on our radar now. So yeah. And no, I wasn't muted. You want to check? He's muted. No, I wasn't. It just wasn't there. Haven't you ever turned on the news and like the weatherman? You can't, What else you want to talk about? So okay. Now somebody did ask when we're going to post the floor plan with the celebrities. That's probably like the week before. That's one of the last things we do, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky.
Right.
Just because of what we were just talking about. There are some that we may post, like if I am confident of, a certain part of the layout, I may go ahead and post a few of them, but I am not going to commit to posting where everyone's going to be probably until the week of.
Yeah, one thing you all do have to consider, like I said, we're not even done announcing it. We don't know what Brandon's going to find some note scribble in the back of his wallet that he promised some agent to, and that can shift everything. So rather than have to do updates constantly, that's why we hold off. Same thing on the photo op schedule. Yeah, we could post you a schedule tomorrow,
but it's not going to be.
It would be wrong by Monday.
Yeah.
So yeah, rather than get in the cycle of changing everything, we hold those type of things off until the last minute.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone asked, are you going to pre-order shirts this year, or the merchandise shop have them again? We currently have one of our shirt designs up for pre-sale, and that's actually, I want to kind of talk about, some of the events and some of the free events. I know some of you are very devoted, and you were watching the Doomsday Script episode I did last night with John Henderson and Joe Castro. It was a really fun episode, and we talked about our special effects track that we're going to have at Scarefest this year, which is great. And if you're into special effects, make sure you check out those classes because most of them are free. There's only one that actually has a cost associated with it, and that is because it comes with a very extensive kit that you get to keep. So that is something to keep in mind if you are into special effects. But with the t-shirts, there is one design that you can pre-order, and this is essentially why we do this. So if you're VIP, if you're platinum, you want to check in, you want to get your bag, you want to take your t-shirt voucher down to the merch booth and get your size. Some of the sizes will run out. But we have 3 designs, so you have a little bit to pick from. The reason why I do the pre-order is if you have a size that frequently runs out at shows, you can go ahead and do your pre-order. When we get our merch in, the pre-orders are pulled, they're put in a separate area, and when you come to pick up your pre-order, it's pulled from that inventory. So, even if you came and picked it up Saturday night or Sunday morning, your pre-order is still going to be there. In theory, they have had a couple of mistakes happen before, but for the most part, it's a good way to guarantee that you have your size there. And if you want more than one of the shirt designs, you can go ahead and pre-order one. You can pick up one with your merch, your VIP, or you can just buy one at the show. So it gives you a little bit of options. What's a special announcement from the other day with the Freddy graphic in the group? We will get to that. Did you announce who is doing the War Museum after hours after the original guys canceled?
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't see you posted that.
I announced that on the show last week.
Yep.
I will repeat it during the announcements tonight. I'll let those plug in.
Yep.
Now, here's one that's near and dear to my heart. Have we addressed the PA volume where some parts of the floor you can't hear when we're doing the robbery line building thing?
Sure.
Okay. Having worked at multiple convention venues in my lifetime, I can tell you that when they build convention centers, audio is like the last thing they think about.
Mm-hmm.
And we can bump it up. But if you're underneath one of the speakers, at that point, it gets really, really loud. And we actually, for years, that's what we actually condensed our announcing into certain times of the hour because we had so many vendors complaining that they couldn't talk to their customers.
Yep, it's too loud.
We did away with it, put it at the top and bottom of the hour so that it would clean up the, but it's, yeah, there's, we do the best we can on that, but seriously, there is no magic thing short of tearing the convention center down and rebuilding it from the ground up with an actual audio system built into it like it should have been. But I've never been to a convention center where that was needed. So.
Somebody in the chat asked about, are your passes wristbands? It depends on what type of pass you get. All 3-day passes are lanyards. Day passes are wristbands. Sorry, I was trying to look for a pen so I could make notes,
Okay.
but I guess.
And I actually asked a good question. Do I need to bring my own lanyard for the pass? If you have a placard level pass, VIP Weekend Plus, we can get some.
Dude, I have some really cool lanyards. I've got this one. I've got one that holds your cell phone. You're welcome to put your credential on your own lanyard if you want to, but depending on the pass level that you get, some of the lanyards are really super cool. Some of them will come just with a plain rope like this. But the VIP, typically they get a special cloth lanyard that has like our logo and stuff on it. I don't have any.
Brandon had lost them all.
Right.
Had a bunch of those leftover people. And I went to the last convention and had like 2 of them with me.
Right.
Of course, it wasn't a big deal, but, you know, because we just give them to people and say, hey, put this on your lanyard, you're advertising for us. So, yeah, that's, but yeah, you do, if you need a lanyard, you get a lanyard, but if you have a pretty lanyard, you're welcome to use it.
Oh, okay. Barb said she watched the entire episode and still couldn't figure out the surprise guest. That's awesome. Did anybody guess? John, did anybody? Will there be snakes there? Correct answer is no. Yes. Just because you asked, Jason does not like snakes. So yeah.
You never know.
We're definitely going to have some, but I'm not going to tell you where they are. That's going to be the fun part.
I had one scroll by and it was a good question.
Yeah, I had somebody else ask a good one. And I lost it. So guys, if your questions aren't getting answered, repeat them, please. We would rather see them twice than miss them.
These things scroll by fast, and mine won't scroll backwards. I got 2
mine won't
different
scroll.
versions.
We got 3 chat rooms scrolling together.
Let's see. Is the Heather L line going to be easily accessible, or is there going to be groups in a line like Robert's? I do not anticipate that Heather Langen Camp will have line building. We're going to talk about our line building options on the. We'll probably get into it a little bit on the episode next week with Robert. The ones that we anticipate having any kind of special line building for, and what that might look like. But we're not going to be doing the lineup early and get cards to get in line for Robert. It will be something different, but we'll talk about it. Should there be a call app or something for photo ops? Yes, I totally agree, Dustin. We would love to have an app like that. And one of the other things that we're really working on is going to the website and putting in a widget that has a capture of your most recent social media posts. Like sometimes you go on people's website and you'll see they'll have, a week's worth of Facebook posts linked onto their site. If we did something like that and we put it at the top of the website and it just pulled the most recent announcements, that would work. So far, all the options that we've explored for any kind of push notifications, you'd have to build an app for, and it would cost conservative estimate around $30,000 to do. And we do not have $30,000 to spend on an app.
The other thing, need once a year, by the way.
Right, exactly. The other thing would be text notifications through our ticketing platform. And right now, we can integrate that with our ticket holders, but the photo ops are sold through Leap, and they're sold through another vendor. So it's technically not ours to, to mess with.
Yeah, she's saying it's their problem, not ours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
first time VIP.
Quit beating around the bush. Okay, okay, now this was the one I forgot earlier. We are working better with Celeb Photo Ops as they announce their photo op lines and times and stuff to not be doing it the same time as our announcer. Our announcer's on a very predictable schedule, top of the hour, bottom of the hour. Guess what we didn't tell them last year? Nobody told Celeb Photo Ops that's when we do our announcements. They had no idea. That's on me. It was my department. I should have went down.
Well, and they couldn't hear because, like, they were patched into the third floor audio.
Right.
But, and just other people know. When you're on the second floor, you can't hear what's being put out the third floor speakers. So anytime Katie was getting interrupted, he wasn't doing that on purpose. He had no idea she was talking because you couldn't hear. And that is definitely something we talked to the convention center about at length.
Yeah, we're trying to fix it on two fronts. They won't be on the same schedule as us, and we are working on getting the audio improved around. Okay. Oh, it is. It's bottom of the hour. We better do this before we get our asses kicked. Okay. Go ahead. Now, our first announcement, we are going to be talking about the event a little bit. I don't think she's ready to put tickets on sale, but the Nightcap on Elm Street event is the next thing we're going to be talking about this evening. Right after the announcements, we're going straight in that to find out what the hell it is. All right. First celebrity announcement of the evening. Danny Hassel. Danny Hassel. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, brought to you by Doomsday's Crypt. Doomsday's Crypt is bringing in Danny to be a part of this auspicious occasion. So Danny Hassel's coming, and our other one, Emilio Rivera. We haven't done Sons of Anarchy in quite a while. It's been several years. So
yeah. Well, and he was in 3 from Hell, which is, I love 3 from Hell. Sorry, I had to interject. I love Emilio Rivera. If anybody complains about us bringing Emilio Rivera, you will have me to answer to personally. So hush.
He's actually got 157 IMDb credits. No, I didn't scroll all the way through. I read the cliff notes. I read the cliff notes at the top. Now, this is one Adrian wants to talk about. Yes, JSA, James Spence Authentication, is coming to Scarefest. I think she gave me something to read here. Yeah, we're excited to announce that JSA Authentication will be joining us at Scarefest this year. Have your items authenticated on site for just $12 per item. Don't miss the chance to add a peace of mind and value to your collectibles. Anything you need to add to that?
Nope, that's perfect.
That was because I forgot to give you a note. All right, next up. Spirits of the Vineyard. Paranormal Investigation with Tennessee Wraith Chasers. Tickets are on sale. That is your Saturday night alternate ghost hunt. If you don't want to be in the building, if you want to get out and go with the Tennessee Wraith Chasers, that's going on Saturday night. But our new ghost hunt that we just announced last week, we have a Friday night ghost hunt with Mr. Aaron Sagers. He wanted something that he could do. Honestly, and these were his words almost verbatim, is, he wanted something that wouldn't cost the fans an arm and a leg. So we got him on this. He's doing the Centuries of Ghosts down to the Lexington Arts and Science Theater. Is that what it's called? Center.
Living Arts
and Science Center. LASC. Those are on sale now. So that's another ghost hunt for you. Friday night, if you want to go ghost hunting with Aaron Sagers, one of the last men standing on Paranormal TV. This might be a historic occasion. Those are on sale. Talk Jericho Live passes are on sale. Now remember, this is a free event. But after hours, free event. But if you want to get this, I think it's a selfie and a swag bag.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a really cool swag bag. You get a selfie and you get the front 3 rows of seating. So you'll go in first. You'll get to take a photo with Chris, get your swag bag, and go take your seat. And then once all the Champion Pass people are in, then we'll open it for those audience passes.
All right. Talk Scurry to Me tickets. Those are on sale. And if I could squint and read the...
Oh, Robert Mukes, Heather Langenkamp, and Jeremy Spencer. Jeremy Spencer is one of the founding members and the drummer for Five Finger Death Punch. He met Danielle, oh my gosh, back in 2007, 2008, somewhere around in there, when The Bleeding came out, which is an awesome, she was in the music video. So if you're a Five Finger Death Punch fan, go check out that video, because I had not met Danielle Harris back when I first saw the music video. So when he mentioned that the other day, I was like, wait, what? So I went back and watched it, and it's really cool. It's sad, so, have a tissue, but check it out.
And I do want to give you a reminder, the Central Kentucky Mystical Market for September, let's see, 20th and 21st of September. Central Kentucky Mystical Market, Kentucky's premier psychic and artist market. That is at 1165 Center Parkway in Lexington. You go to Scarefest Weekend, click the link, scarefestweekend.com, click the link, and you find out more about it. And finally, my friends over at Fear the Talking Heads. Fear the Talking Heads. This week's review is a highlight for Scarefest guest Zach Galligan. Eric Hyde and Barb wander outside of Zach's obvious film, Gremlins, to discuss the more underrated double feature, Waxworks 1 and 2. Waxworks 1 and 2. YouTube, search for at Fear the Talking Heads. At Fear the Talking Heads. And back to me and Adrian.
War Museum, you didn't cross that. War Museum.
Oh.
It's not.
Yeah, I didn't put that back in.
You need to go over.
Okay. Warren Museum Investigations. That's right. That wasn't in our graphics. Friday night, Shane Pittman. Saturday night, Dustin Perry. Does that help?
And the answer to the question I have seen 4 times. It was a typo. I said items. It is per autograph. JSA charges $12 per autograph authentication. So if you have an item with multiple signatures, and that was my bad. But I just went back, I rechecked the pricing they sent me. It very clearly says $12 per autograph. It's the same at every show. So that's what I've got. Someone recently told me they had a price increase to $15. So, and this is why I hate talking about prices and telling you what people are going to charge you, which is something else we're going to mention before we log off tonight. But I did see a couple new people in the chat. If you, are new here, if you have questions about Robert Englund, we are doing an entire episode specifically about Robert Englund, his line building. He is offering meet and greets at the show. It's limited, so there are special directions that you'll need to follow. Next Friday at 9 p.m., we're going to be back here live on Scarefest TV, and we are going to talk about that extensively. So, if you want to come and hang out, and we will we'll answer your questions.
Okay, let's use some rapid fire here. Do we know of any other guests that limits the number of items they'll sign at a time?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
Now,
and somebody asked about what time VIP should show up on Friday. Truth of the matter, if you don't mind, VIPs get in a special line. You'll have special admittance into the building to get in your special line. You do not have to stand in the long line to get into VIP. That being said, the con floor opens at 3 p.m. officially for VIPs.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 p.m. Officially for VIPs. So if you want to get there by 2, stand in line an hour, that's your answer. It's all up to you at that point, but the way the VIP line is set up, VIPs will not have much of a delay getting onto the floor. And, this one, Kelly's son wants, and this is a personal question to you and I, Adrian, and the way she worded it. What
Okay.
are you most excited about at Scarefest weekend this year?
When it's over.
There you go. I was going to say nothing, not a goddamn thing.
No,
I'm
my-
actually. Okay, here.
Go
Truth of the matter
ahead.
is, I'm excited to see some of my friends that I used to
Yeah.
see at all the paranormal conventions when I was big into paranormal podcasting.
Mhm.
I don't go to paranormal cons like I used to, so I don't get to see Dustin Perry 4 times a goddamn year. I don't get to see, Shane Pittman. I'm lucky if I see him once, twice a year. I don't see, of course, I won't even get to see Dave again. I saw him earlier this year.
I
But
know.
yeah. So anyway, that's my answer is seeing old friends. That
Well-
and Beatrice Bubbly.
Yeah, of course, Beatrice. I think honestly, my answer is the same every year. I like seeing the Scare fam. I like seeing you all. Not all of you. I'm not going to say which ones I like and which ones I don't like. You're just going to have to guess, figure it out on your own. But yeah, that's my favorite part. And I think the last couple of years, I don't think I even got to speak to 50% of the guests that I booked. I don't think I even got to say hello to them. So, that's not what I spend my time doing. But yeah, I think my favorite part is getting stopped on the floor and having people be like, "Hey, I'm so and so from the group," and getting hugs. But someone asked, it's their first time visiting from Ohio. Anything I should know about or have a heads up about? Yes, there's a lot of really great information. I can't tell which page you're commenting from, but if you can, visit our Scarefest Weekend fans group on Facebook. There is a plethora of information on there for people if it's your first time. If you have a specific question, there's a couple of really good tools. You can use the search feature in the group for keyword searching posts. You can check out the frequently asked questions on the website, which has
Yes.
a lot of information
Please,
on there.
please check that out.
Yeah, and if you still have a really specific question and you don't see a great answer, post in the group and you will get a ton of answers. And it's like I told someone earlier today, we value feedback so much because when we're at the show, we don't get the attendee perspective. We're running around a million miles an hour doing things, and it's fun, but it's totally different from the way that someone who is attending the event experiences it. So we rely very heavily on our Scare fam in that Scarefest Weekend fans group. So that's always where I will tell people to go. So if you have any questions, definitely check out there. And now let's talk nightcap. Jake says.
Yeah. Good point, Jake. We will hold off our Bonehead Weekly and featured vendors so that we can go back and pick up the nightcap on Elm Street event that we graciously skipped over.
No, and I hadn't forgotten about it. I worked on this like yesterday. I had a 2-hour long phone call. It was an hour and 54 minutes. I'm sorry, it wasn't 2 hours. An hour and 54-minute phone call with one of the folks that is working on something for this event. And we are so very close to being able to release all of the details. I sent over everything for final approval from Robert's team just a couple hours ago. I don't have an email back yet. I just looked again. Stop trying to read my emails and my glasses. I know one of you tech savvy people will do that. But in all seriousness, so the event as it stands right now, what I can tell you is, we know that it's really difficult to get Robert's autograph. That's why we go through painstaking lengths to work out his line as best as we can and to maximize his time on the floor as much as we can. But we still have so many people, at smaller shows, it's not a big deal. It's not as big of a deal because you don't have as many people that are going to be disappointed that they didn't get to meet him. So last year, when we were talking with Matt before the show, Matt Lillard, and we were like, hey, we need to figure out the best way to maximize your exposure to people, time that you can spend, ways that people can interact with you. And, we put our heads together and we came up with this really cool event for him with his whiskey tasting. So while I'm not going to get into any details, this event will be very similar to the one that we hosted for Matthew last year. There are going to be some just breathtakingly amazing features to this event, as far as collectible pieces go. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. But it will include an autograph from Robert. There'll be pre-signed items. He cannot sign them during the event because it takes so much time. But it will be an event. Robert England will be the main focus of it, and you will be able to buy tickets. It's going to be a little pricey. So I would say that you should be prepared for a price point of, depending on the ticket level, because I think there will be 3, I would look between $250 to $500. Now, anybody that has met Robert and you've gotten his autograph, I think his fee is like $125 just for a signature. So keep that in mind. Just for the signature part of it. But I don't want anybody to be shocked. Wes, should have warned you. I'm sorry.
Well, now
But,
I do. Yeah.
But
I'm a farm boy. I ain't got them kind of bucks.
Yeah. I will say this: if you are a collector, if you are a fan of Robert England, I think that you're going to be very interested in this event. Just a guess, but also, we're working on some cool stuff for it. So I know it's not a ton of information, but it's more than you had 5 minutes ago.
All right. Let's do our featured vendors. Let me get my sheet out. I've added the microphone this time, so that should be functioning. Ted's Gumball Emporium, custom one-of-a-kind horror-themed gumball machines. Also, Jason Shepard Artworks. B.W. Bloodlust, author. He works with every version of horror that you can imagine, from splatterpunk, bizarro, emotional, psychological, gory blood and guts.
Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and we're getting close to Scarefest. This is one of the toughest reviews I've ever done, for a myriad of reasons. But the first being is that it's co-directed, production design, and one of the producers is one of my, I love him. We've had him on the show several times. He's been one of the best things that's ever happened to James, Chad, and I, especially when it comes to doing our podcast, and it's Mick Strawn. And Mick Strawn is a big part of Scarefest. Hopefully we'll have him back in next year, every year. I want him there every year because Mick is one of the most fun people you'll ever be around. He's glowing, he's kind, he's a wonderful storyteller. I won't stop blowing him now. Mick made a little movie called Solitude. And the problem with me reviewing it is that I love Mick and would never say anything bad, overly too good or overly too bad about him. So how do you review a movie honestly that you love the person who made it? And you know who the original director was going to be, who had also been on your show before he passed away, the two-parter Jeff Burr. If you don't know who Jeff Burr is, look him up. He's a fantastic filmmaker and director and another wonderful human being. So Solitude is a really nifty idea. Kara is doing a grueling survival show called Solitude. And it's basically, it has a prize money, probably $1 million, and everybody goes off by themselves in the wilderness. Like one person's over here in the wilderness, one person's over there in the wilderness, and they have to see who survives longer by themselves. Daily struggle, finding food. And mysterious things, of course, start to happen and escalates, and then is there actual legends? If there's not, she loses it one night and finds a book and starts reading the book, and then we do flashbacks of what's going on. I really love the premise of this movie, Solitude. Just kind of drives me crazy about it was that I did not care for a lot of the supporting cast. The main actress, wonderful, but at the same time, some of the other ones. But I know what went into this movie. I know how much they spent. And for the amount of money and time that they had for this movie, it looks really good. It does. Do I wish we had more? And by the way, this isn't giving anything away because at the beginning of the movie, it tells you the definition of a Wendigo. It's about a Wendigo. Do I wish there was more Wendigo in it? Absolutely. Do I wish that they had more of a budget instead of like, well, we can't get the choppers in because of the storms? Just little throwaway lines throughout the script because I know that they're using that to cover up the fact that they can't afford X, Y, and Z. that it is taking them forever to get there. For the amount of money they spent on this movie, it looks really good. I said here, and I haven't talked to Mick about it. Mick's going to be on our show, but I'd love to ask him a question about, hey, if you could have had $500,000, how much would that have changed the movie, right? And I wonder what he would have said if he could have done that. If he could have had another $500,000 or $1 million for this movie, what it would have looked like. I would love to have seen it. And that, in the end, is that it's not bad. So if you're into Wendigos, if you're into people being stuck out in the forest, she's a very good actress. The production design, of course, looks great because I know what the money that they had. The movie looks great. It's just sometimes it just suffers from the lack of money that they had to be able to spend. It is on Tubi, so you can watch it for free. I definitely check you out. I want to see Mick direct more because I think he has a knack for it. And I think that even though he was predominantly a production designer in Hollywood, I think he has a knack for storytelling because he has a natural knack of just telling stories to other people. Check out Solitude. I didn't dislike it. I kind of like parts of it, in fact. I really love the premise. I just wonder if they'd had another $500,000 million, the movie they could have made. Check out Solitude on Tubi. If you've never met Mick Strawn, go out of your way and meet him. Buy his book. He's a fantastic person. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly.
And welcome back to the final segment of Scarefest TV, where we're just trying to answer as many questions as we can catch. And I'm sure this is the last one that was posted is probably the one that Adrian wants to jump on. They're wanting to know what is close to being sold out, basically.
Yes, that is absolutely something that I wanted to talk about because somebody was asking about t-shirts earlier and I pulled this up and I forgot to go back to it. So thank you, Max. You're the best. Let's see. Okay, so these are for add-on special ticketed events and items. Right now, the Warrens all access passes are sold out. So the single day passes or the single admission passes are still on sale, but the all access are sold out. That's awesome. Thank you guys. The t-shirts, I'm going to do maybe 90 more of those. So if you want to do a pre-order for a shirt, I've got to cut that off because I've got to get the merch order. It is due. I have to send it in. So I will be cutting off pre-orders for merch. The latest I can go is the 13th. So 8 days or 92 shirts, whichever we get to first. If you want to grab a t-shirt, keep that in mind. I'll put a low inventory warning on those before they sell out. So let's see. Paranormal Investigation, Spirits of the Vineyard, over halfway sold out. Really impressed by that one. Normally, I don't feel like we sell our ghost hunts out as quickly. And then I'm also realizing, did I not, is Aaron Sager's event not on here? Did I not put it up?
Scroll down.
Okay. All right, cool. So yes, we've got spots left on that.
Yeah, that's only been on sale a week, so
yeah.
So that one's not sold out.
All right. We do still have, I haven't been pushing them because we sold out of the masks with the wall hangers the first day they went on sale. The ones that don't have the wall hanger, there are still 2 left. So I think people are like, man, I really wanted that wall hanger. I'm going to message Matt and Ruby and ask them if they would like to add 2 more masks with wall hangers into the inventory. I don't know if they will do that, but we still have 2 masks available. So if you were wanting one of those, pick that up. And then the Warrens After Dark, we've got Saturday Group B is sold out. Friday Group A had 1 spot left and someone moved their ticket over. So there's 2 spots left in Friday Group A. Friday Group B is getting full. There's a couple more spots left on that one. And then Saturday Group A, I don't know why that one is not selling. I think people are afraid to give up their last 45 minutes of the convention. But the other thing I want to talk about that we haven't been pushing a ton, that I'm going to start talking about more, I'm really excited about it. And I know Wes got to check it out this year, but Survive the Night Adventure Games.
It was fun, people. I got to do it down in Tennessee. Nothing beats shooting zombies. I'll just say it.
Yeah. I'm really, really looking forward to it. So they're going to have an escape room and they're going to have an interactive zombie game. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's like 10 minutes, to do the dead alley. And I think the escape room is set on like a 20-minute timer. So, it's not a huge time suck. And people have been asking for years to do escape rooms at Scarefest. So I want to make sure that we keep talking about that. They're going to be on the second floor. So it's a little off the beaten path. I want to make sure that people don't forget that they're there. We're going to have some good signage this year. We're going to keep talking about it. But yeah, you all just remember that. We're going to have Survive the Night adventure games. They are currently on the floor plan. We're not pre-selling their tickets. They're just going to be, purchased on site. But I am trying to get some celebrity hosted stuff going on with them. So I just have to figure out logistically how to make it work, because they're really small groups, they're short times, and I don't want to put a million things on our ticket page, but I'm trying to figure that out. So
go ahead.
I know.
Smile
so I might do like a collapsible at the bottom, because I separated them between special events and merchandise. So I may put another one at the bottom that Survive the Night adventure games and put several in there, because there's a few guests that I think it would be really fun to do an escape room with or shoot zombies with. So yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I'm looking forward to. Do we need to send in our sizes for VIP pass shirts? No. What I would suggest, and I mentioned this earlier, VIP, almost everyone that gets the VIP passes, you get those and you come to the show on Friday or early Saturday. VIPs got extended early check-in, like all the way up, I think, through Wednesday. There are going to be VIP check-in hours. So as soon as you get that, the merch booth might not be open on Wednesday, but they will be open on Thursday. So, if you're able to pick up your passes on Thursday, pick them up, grab your shirts. If you're there early on Friday, pick them up, grab your shirts. We used to try to put t-shirt sizes in bags, in VIP bags. It's just a cluster. It's so difficult. And if your size changes between the time you purchase your pass and you pick up your shirts, which, it happens a lot. So just make sure that you visit the merch booth first when you get to the con, if you're a VIP.
But yeah, Joseph, you do get a t-shirt.
Yes, and Joseph, you can pick out your design. It doesn't have to be the one that's up now. We've got 2 more designs that we're going to be, one of them's already released. It's the I Heart KY. I haven't reposted it yet this year, but you may have seen it before. But yeah, you can pick from any one of those. Oh, and I'm glad, Brian, you brought that up. One of our hotels that we have a rooming block with is the Microtel in Georgetown. It's like 14 miles from the convention center. So it's a little bit of a drive, but it's not a bad drive. And I think their rooms are like $100 a night or something. It's a good price. It's in a good area. They emailed me today to let us know that we've got 12 rooms left in that block. So if you're looking for a room, there are I can't. You see that comment?
Yeah, I think. Anyway, to answer, someone asked, are we going to be using the tablets to check people in? The answer is yes. We will be doing it differently this year. Tune in 2 weeks, and we're going to devote an entire episode about how we're improving getting people in the door and in line in the building. And part of that will be, yes, we're going to be using the tablets, but we're not going to try to go down the street with them, because we found that doesn't work as well.
Even though it's supposed to, and we paid for the extra internet.
Okay, and general admission passes can be picked up early.
There is going to be trivia on Thursday night, yes. Let's see. And that's something that we haven't put out there yet. We were waiting on some confirmation from Lex Live, and guys, this last couple of weeks, I have been doing 16 to 18 hours a day trying to process and send out as much information, answer emails, process ticket changes, and the biggest thing right now is getting flights booked, getting hotel rooming lists done. So there's a lot going on. If there is something that you have questions about, you don't have to wait for Scarefest TV. If you post in the group, the Scarefest Weekend Fans group on Facebook, and there's something like, oh, trivia, I should probably talk about that. I will put it on my to-do list. I will get a Facebook event made, get a graphic put out there, let you all know what times that's going to be. But yes, it will be pretty standard to what it was last year. See. What time does the Talk is Jericho show start? If you go onto the ticket page, everything is listed under the Talk is Jericho tickets. I think that's Friday. So I believe that's a 9 p.m. start time. I think. And it won't start right at 9 o'clock, but that's when you'll be able to like go and get lined up in the room and stuff. Let's see. Thank you.
That's the other thing. Charlotte in the chat room kind of pointed out one hotel that she really liked that's on Richmond Road. Honest to God, people, go on hotels.com. If the hotels that we have on the website, I'll admit, are the ones we like to sell out first, because that gives us a good taste in the mouth, and next year we can hopefully get even better deals and so on and so forth. That being said, when you've called half a dozen hotels and you haven't found a room, book your hotel. Lexington, that's one thing they don't have a shortage of, for hotel rooms. They're just not downtown.
Well, and actually this year, when was the last time you checked on hotel rooms, Wes?
I haven't. I'll admit, yeah.
Yeah. So, Wes is right, and normally that is the case. But because this year we've got an Adam Sandler concert, a UK football game, and a rap concert on Sunday, the last time I checked, which was yesterday, if you're looking at Lexington, and for those of you who aren't from here, Lexington is not based on a square grid system like most cities, because that makes way too much sense. Lexington is based on New Circle Road. So there's downtown, and then there's this big circle that goes all the way around the city. So you can just get on New Circle Road and just drive infinitely. But the way I like to delineate things is things inside New Circle Road and things outside New Circle Road. And the last time I looked, there were not hotel availability inside New Circle Road. So anywhere from downtown out, nothing. I did see the Griffin Gate had some rooms listed from a third-party website for $1,537 a night. There was an Airbnb downtown for $13,000. I wish I was making up any of this. Or you could rent a camper for $800. So yeah, there are not very many options close to downtown for our weekend. But that is one of the benefits of getting your hotel room early. So definitely keep that in mind. Thank you, Morgan. You rock. She said you guys rock, and you're amazing about ticket changes. I want to clarify, because I saw Robert got excited and said I better check my email. As of right now, with the wait list, I have not made it past the people that requested to be put on the wait list on the day that tickets went on sale. So that was like February 1st. So if you emailed me after February 1st, you probably haven't gotten an email yet. Now I say that I'm talking about golden ticket holders. Some people did request Weekend Plus wait list, and we're a little bit further past day one, but yeah, we have not made it very far down the list. Not very many people are wanting to give up their VIP tickets, understandably so. So yeah, we haven't made a lot of progress, but I am still going to be working on that. I will tell you all that here very soon, probably in about 2 weeks, I'm going to have to stop processing waitlist requests. And that means if you have tickets and you need to sell them, I will post transfer instructions, but it will be completely 100% buyer beware. Only purchase tickets through the ticket transfer system. Do not send someone money third party. Don't do it. They can't scam you if you use the ticket system, because essentially what that is I have a ticket, I transfer it to you. It sends you an invitation link to purchase the ticket. You purchase it, you get your own ticket confirmation. Everything is issued to you brand new and then the seller gets a refund. So the ways of doing it in the past, you know, we used third-party platforms, and then I manually reissued the tickets, and that's just to protect you all. But I just wanted to put that out there because I know some of you are still waiting for tickets to come available. When I get to the point where I can't keep up, I'm going to have to, you know, stop processing those. But until then, I got my Tums. I have stock in antacids. So we're on this train till it comes off the tracks.
Okay. Knock out a couple here real quick. Hero Day, Friday.
Yep.
Basically, just have your ID ready if you're active or retired military, first responder, medical professional. As long as you have something that shows that you are who you say you are, they can slap your wristband on, and everything else is just like you bought a ticket. Topic dates for that is posted in the group. I will be reposting it probably tomorrow or Sunday so that you can see how far along we are. Or you can go to scarefesterradio.com, scarefesterradio.com, and it's in the little slideshow at the top of the page. You can click through and see what we have planned between now and Scarefest.
Yep.
And I'm not even going to address a volunteer question. Sorry, Carl. That just gets you. Basically, you know,
volunteer questions. You can post volunteer questions in the volunteer group on Facebook, or email your team lead. Yes. If you don't get an answer from your team lead, you can forward questions to Lori, and we'll get those.
But the staff group is real good about answering questions.
Yeah.
That anything you have like that. Just make sure you're a member of it, and that'll take care of that.
Are we good? I want to go watch.
I think we're good. It's 10:08. We ran past off the hour, but once I cut out the parts where I didn't talk when I should have. Awesome. So everybody, next week on Scarefest TV, Robert England line building. We're going, and Adam Johnson will be joining us because he's the one that bounces you out if you break the rules. Anyway, Robert England line building. We'll be talking about that next week on Scarefest TV, and see you next week.
Bye.